What's up, YouTube? Brian B, Take the Time Collectibles. Been about 2 months since my last video. Way overdue for a bunch of stuff. I was going to do a new comic book haul and said it would take forever. So instead, I'm going to do a back issue haul. A couple of these you may have seen previously, but most of it's new. Some cool stuff. So hopefully you'll enjoy it. We'll get right into it. Honestly, the main reason I'm doing this video, the Great Legends Show via Strictly Comix is doing a auction this weekend, both Saturday the 15th and Sunday the 16th, to raise money for the Hero Initiative. I want to spread word about that. I'm sure they get a lot more viewers than me, but definitely take the time to go check out that both those auctions. A lot of good stuff. Edwin put up a video over on Strictly Comix today showing a lot of the stuff that's going to be available. There's still more coming, but a lot of really cool things. It's for a great cause. Everything's going to start at 99 cents and it'll go for whatever it goes for. So you have a chance to get some stuff at a good price. Hopefully a lot of things will go for more than they're worth because it's raising money for a really good charity, the Hero Initiative, and 100% of what everything sells for is going to them. So don't be afraid to overbid for things. It's going to a good cause, and the community really stepped up. He got a lot of good donations. If you look at the video, you'll see there's some interesting and some good stuff for speculation, some good stuff for long-term investments, some fun things, a little bit of everything. Some original art, really cool pops signed by the late great Stan Lee. Some original, I already said original art. Silver Age books, Bronze Age books, CGC books, Signature Series books, CBCS even donated some grading services. So if you never had books graded or you've been weighing the options of paying the price to do it, there's a chance to get in on that at a reasonable price. So anyway, I'll put the details up at the end of this video and down below, but definitely go check that out. Participate if you can, support the cause, and try and pick up some cool stuff. Anyway, we'll get to the haul. Stuff's not in any particular order. It's just the order it was in the box. So we're kind of all over the place here. But first up, we got Justice League versus Avengers #4. This is George Perez art. And how can you go wrong with Superman holding Cap's shield and Thor's hammer? I pick this book up whenever I see it. I think it's very undervalued. There's tons of 1s and 2s of this series out there, fewer 3s, and 4's kind of dried up a little bit. And then they got this awesome cover on top of it. So if you ever see this book for a couple bucks, I recommend picking it up and sitting on them. Next up, we've got, I apologize for the glare here, guys. I'm doing the best I can. Hawkeye versus Deadpool #0. This is the first cameo appearance of Spider-Gwen. There's debate over whether it's her first appearance or not because it's just a person in a costume. We don't know that it's actually her. The cosplay for the character really took off after this book came out and then was such in demand that the character came into existence for real and got her own series, appearing in Edge of Spider-Verse 2. But this predates that. It's just a one-panel cameo appearance of the Spider-Gwen costume. We don't know who's wearing it. But the book has definitely taken on interest. It was hot for a while, then people kind of forgot about it, then a bunch of debate went on, now it's hot again. So if you see it in the wild, I recommend picking it up. There is a variant, 2 variants for it actually, Dynamic Forces as well. I think they're all solid investments. They're not overly expensive yet raw, so good book to grab still. This one I just picked up because I like it. It's Walking Dead #1 cover homage, Todd McFarlane Spawn. This is number 223. He did a run of about 15 books there where they were homage to previous covers. So I actually did a trade for that on Facebook. Was really happy with it. Next up, we've got a book everybody knows, Amazing Spider-Man 361. First appearance of Carnage. This is the first printing, and this is the newsstand cover, which is a little more desirable of late. These two I bought at cover price, but I'm showing them because they're kind of hot now. Probably going to sell them because I just bought them to read. I'll pick up the trade later. I may CGC these. This is Rags #1. And rags number 2. These are the first printings from Antarctic Press. There's a lot of different versions of this book out there. It was done as a Kickstarter. They've done print to order, but the Antarctic Press is definitely the low print run one. If you care about such things, be aware that the published Antarctic Press versions are censored compared to the previous versions. But they're more desirable because they had smaller print runs. They did a second printing 2 weeks ago, and there's a third printing of them coming out in first week of January if you're just looking to read it. And I'm sure they'll do a trade when it's over. It's a mini-series. Next up, this was a gift from one of my customers at the store. This is Venom number 6. And this was some kind of store or online exclusive. I haven't researched it yet, but very cool cover. Then we've got, everybody knows her as Captain Marvel now, but to me, Carol Danvers will always be Miss Marvel, and this will always be the costume I like her. And this is the first time she appeared in the black costume, Dave Cockrum art. I pick these up whenever I see them. I think it's an undervalued Bronze Age book. It's Miss Marvel number 20. These are Joe Benitez artwork, and kind of an undervalued series, I think. They didn't have super huge print runs. This is the original run of Lady Mechanica. There's variant covers for a bunch of these, but the first printings, I think if you see them, they're solid investments, and they're beautiful artwork. So you can buy them because you like them, or you can buy them because you think they'll be worth something. But picked up some of these. That was number 1. This is number 2. I got 2 copies of that one. This is number 3. This is number 4. Got 2 copies of number 4 as well. It's number 6. So I need to find a number 5 to complete the series, the original mini-series. This one, I'm not sure if I showed this before or not. The CBSI website did a contest, and I ended up winning one of these from that. And then at the same time, one of my customers who reps Greg Horn also hooked me up with a set of these, so I ended up with 3 of them. This is a Fantastic Four number 1 Greg Horn exclusive variant cover. And if you've watched my other videos, you know I love Hulk Thing battles. This is a homage to Fantastic Four 12, 25, 112, take your pick, wherever they fight. But very cool. So that's the full art cover. And there's also a virgin cover. So it's kind of neat to win the contest and then have somebody who knows I like Hulk and Thing hook me up as well. This one's an interesting book. It's signed by Todd McFarlane, which is the good part, but it's also personalized to someone named Ehab. My name is not Ehab, so, you know, loses a little bit of its luster there, but this is Spider-Man number 300. And if you look there, signed by Todd McFarlane. So it's also the newsstand cover again, which is desirable. Pick that up for the PC. Maybe I'll change my name to Ehab. This is another book that's really hot right now. This is Captain Marvel number 14. But it's not hot because it's Captain Marvel. It's hot because it is the first cameo appearance of Kamala Khan, who's become the new Miss Marvel. And that's probably going to get graded and sold just because they're going for really stupid money right now. I think that character still has a lot of legs, but for what I've got into that book and what it's going for, I can't see sitting on it too long. Excuse me. This is an artist I collect. His name's Deacon Black. He doesn't do a lot of work, but lately he's been doing some of the really limited and exclusive covers for Zenescope. And when I say exclusive, I mean like stupid, like 1 in 100 only 100 copies, only 200 copies, only 25 copies for the bigger shows, San Diego, New York, and such. But this is Van Helsing versus Dracula #2, called the action figure exclusive. It's limited to 200 copies, and that is by Deacon Black. So I try to support him as an artist, so whenever I see one of his covers, I try to buy them, but man, are they expensive because they're on the limited covers. He's only had 2 cover price books published by them so far. I keep emailing them, please give him more work, preferably on something I can buy for cover price. This is part of the Dark Phoenix saga. John Byrne cover, Claremont story, classic stuff. It's a high-grade copy, so I picked it up for the PC. It's Uncanny X-Men 135. It's another book that I think is decent spec right now. Alpha Flight's always kind of had an underground following. Not a lot of people like it, but the people who do read it and grew up with it enjoy it a lot. It's probably going to show up in a TV series or movies at some point, but this is the first full appearance of Alpha Flight. It's also John Byrne, Claremont, X-Men number 121. They show up briefly in number 120, but I think this is the better book to get. It's a pretty high-grade copy. It's like a very fine plus, and it's also the newsstand cover. So pick that up for the PC. This is Captain America number 100. Classic Jack Kirby cover. You got the Black Panther in there. This was the equivalent of Captain America #1 for his first solo ongoing series in the Silver Age. Prior to this, he was in Tales of Suspense and the Avengers. But this was the first time he had his own book again. Interesting thing about this book, it's not missing a staple in the sense that it was removed, but it only ever had one staple. I'm very curious how CGC would grade that, if they would count that as a printing defect or damage. But other than that, it's a really nice copy. It's a solid VF minus. So I'm happy with it. Haven't owned that book for a while. This is a book, believe it or not, I never owned this before, which is kind of strange, all the books I've bought. But I bought this recently. This is the first appearance of, sorry, my light is really reflecting, Iron Fist. First appearance of Sabretooth, rather, Wolverine's arch nemesis. And this is Iron Fist 14. This is about a very fine minus copy. Again, also the newsstand. Picked it up for a reasonable price, so I was happy. I'd never owned that before. This is direct edition of Amazing Spider-Man 300. This time not signed by Todd McFarlane or personalized EHAB. So this is a good press candidate. I think it can press up to like an 8.5 to 9.0. Oh, I may talk to Edwin about that. If you're offended by nipples, look away now. This is Tasteful Nudity. This is a Connie Valentina Cave Woman variant. I always buy her Cave Woman covers and support her artwork. She's an awesome person and a really talented artist. This was one of her latest. Got a little raptor there. She does really great stuff. If you're not familiar with her work, I plan to do a video just focusing on her one time, showing off her sketchbooks and the many covers I have for her, but she's easily accessible on Facebook, Connie Valentina Artwork, or just Connie Valentina for her personal page. She's on Instagram as well. And if you buy stuff from her, she's happy to sign it for you. She is in Australia, so the shipping can be more than you would expect to pay, but it's well worth it. Support her and get some cool stuff along the way. This is another one of her recent covers. These are usually limited to either 200 or 300 copies. Come with a certificate. They retail for about $12. Your local comic store doesn't probably buy them for the shelf, but if you ask them, they can special order them. They get enough lead time that they can do that. This is a book, if you watched my speculation video way back when, you know I've been buying these for a while. I think this is my 22nd or 23rd copy I picked up. I didn't grab them all to show them. I'm just going to show one, but I've been picking it up a lot. I keep continuing to buy them. And this is a first appearance. I'm not going to retread here. If you watch any of my videos, you know what it is. But if you haven't, go back and watch my speculation video and you'll know why I'm buying this book. This is a 1 in 25 Raphael Albuquerque variant to Deadpool versus Old Man Logan #1. It's a black cover. It's tough to find in high grade because of that, but I've been getting quite a few of them. One of these days I'm going to probably send them off. A couple books I bought just because I used to have the entire run of Invincible, and when I thought it, excuse me, had peaked out, I made a mistake early and I sold the first 25 issues. So whenever I see them again, I've been buying them back to complete the run. They're really expensive now, but I was able to pick up a number 13 and a number 8. These aren't super high grade copies, but person who offered them to me gave me a really reasonable price, so I was happy to get them back in my collection. And last but not least, I got this as a gift. I saw it solicited. I really wanted it. I knew we weren't going to order enough copies to get it at the store, but this is the Mark Brooks 1 in 100 variant of Uncanny X-Men #4. There's not going to be a lot of these out there. Yeah, it's really nice Psylocke cover. I'm really happy to own it. Now, a lot of times when there's a 1 in 100, all the covers for that book count toward that quantity. So if a book has 4 cover price covers and you ordered 25 of each, that would get you to the 100 you needed to get this book. In this case, only the A cover counted toward it. So you had to order 100 copies of the A cover to get one of those, and then still order additional of the other covers if you want them for your store. Not many stores were going to be able to do that, especially on the 4th issue of a weekly book that you had to order before you had received issue 1 yet. So I think it's a good long-term hold. I didn't buy it for speculation reason. I bought it because I love the cover. I like Mark Brooks and I like the character Psylocke. It's a good companion piece to the Astonishing X-Men 1 Mark Brooks variant, which I have as well. So I'll probably slab it and put them side by side. Anyway, that's going to be it for my haul. I'm going to end by reminding you one more time, please, 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 this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, go check out the Hero Initiative auction, which is going to be a live auction on YouTube. Everything's going to start at 99 cents. Edwin is going to run the auction via the Great Legend Show, and I'm going to show you the information here now. I'll have it all in the description too, but like you said, everything's going to start at 99 cents. 100% of the monies received for the auctions is going to go right to the Hero Initiative, so don't be afraid to overpay for things. Edwin just posted a video today with a lot of the items available. There's some great stuff. Check it out. As always, check out Edwin, Justin, Boston Chris, and of course Jesse, host of JLS Comic Conversation. They didn't do a show tonight, but I don't know if they're going to do one this week or not. Usually it's Thursday nights, approximately around 8:30, talking about comic book news, new movies, reviewing books, and just having a good time. It's a fun chat. Definitely check it out. Check out their channels. Edwin's promoting the heck out of the auction coming up, but he's also had some cool haul videos. He scored a 9.9 on a CGC book this week. I won't ruin what it is, let you go watch the video, but that was pretty cool. Also have one of my favorite books, one of my Hulk Thing battles that he scored a really high copy of that he pressed up himself and found for a good price. So that was a fun story. So go check out his videos on Strictly Comics. Justin's been away for a little while, but he finally got a new comic book haul up there about a week ago. Check out his video over at Exilestate. Boston Chris put up a couple of new book hauls, and he says he's got a back issue haul coming soon, so visit him over on Boston Chris Comics. And JLS has a whole bunch of movie reviews, a couple of histories, history of the Skrulls, history of Master of Kung Fu, someone else I'm not remembering right now. And he reviewed 3 or 4 movies this week. So yeah, you got that. Check them all out. The information will be in the link below. doubt I'll get another video up before the end of the year. So everybody have a safe, happy, fun, Merry Christmas, and safe and happy New Year. We'll talk to you soon.